Mm. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So today I am back with another virtual book signing. Today we are going to be talking about Beautiful Flowers, The Rise of a Queen by LaFrieda Smith. And we're also going to be talking about Buying and Selling, Do's and Don'ts During COVID by LaFrieda Smith. Oh, I see she's here. All right, let's get started. Okay, let me add her in here. What's up? Good morning, good morning. There we go. See, I'm at one of my favorite coffee spots here locally. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's get her in here. I think it's gonna work. Mm, there you are. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. It's early. It's
It is
early.
early.
Oh my God. Girl, I don't even think about getting up until 11. Thinking about getting up now. I
Really?
yes, yes. I stay
See,
up until like 3
oh,
3 a.m.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Why? What are you doing? I'm asleep by 9 o'clock.
That's what I'm eating. That's what I'm eating. When y'all eat,
No,
yes, yes.
no.
For some reason, I'm so used to being up at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning to go to work that my body
Wow.
has not conditioned itself to go to bed at that time.
Mm,
So I've just gotten used to that. And here I am.
okay.
So,
Okay. Well, yeah. Don't call me if you ever need someone to talk to. I'm asleep. I'm sleeping. My phone is on Do Not Disturb. I do not play about my sleep, but I do also get up early. Except today, I was just tired. I had a busy week. I said I'm just tired. So this is actually. Let me see. I got up maybe about 45 minutes ago, so that's kind of late for me. I'm normally up at like 5 a.m. ready to go. And so,
woo,
yeah, while I'm getting up, you just going to sleep.
yes, yes. And
Oh
everybody
my
else is
gosh.
asleep too. Everybody else is asleep too right now.
I guess so. That is okay. That is okay. It's so funny. I said, okay, we're gonna have to do these at a different time. I know an author who wants to do a virtual book signing. She said, I just can't get up that early. Can you do it at another time? I said, okay, well, you let me know what time will work for you. But I'm asleep by 9 o'clock, so I don't want to talk to nobody that late. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, I'm so excited. For those that don't know you, I know who you are because we've talked a few times now, and I'm just so grateful. If you don't mind introducing yourselves, and then let's go ahead and start talking about your books.
Okay, so I'm LaFrieda Smith. I'm an author, blogger, and I just published 2 books this past year. This one over here, Buying and Selling During COVID. Um,
Yes.
and then this one here in May, Beautiful Flowers, all about women empowerment. And I just had a event this past weekend, which I'm still catching up on sleep for.
Wow.
Yeah, it was beyond what I thought, it could be. For
Mm-hmm.
my second event, it was just,
Mm-hmm.
like all the love and everything that they put into the event. It was just, I cried the whole weekend.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's why I got my
Oh
glasses on because my eyes are still closed.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just so amazing, and you, when you have a community of women that support you, or
Mm-hmm.
a community of friends that support you doing what you're doing, it's
Mm-hmm.
amazing what they can do and what you can do. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Well,
I haven't had one for this one yet, so I don't.
okay. Okay. Well, yeah, let's go ahead and then let's just talk about this right here because I was reading some of it just before we got started just now. I just flipped it open and started reading some of it. And it's so funny that you said you just had an event because in the part where I was reading, I think Gloria the main character? Gloria is getting ready to, she was writing a speech for her event. And so I thought, oh, wow, this is so good. And as I was reading it, something came to mind. I said, see, this is every bit of LaFrieda because that's something that you definitely do is you definitely show love and support to women. And so I definitely want to take a minute and just say thank you so much for even supporting my dreams and just being a part of this. And so, yeah, so that's so funny. I was like, oh, wow, okay, you actually had an event this last weekend. Okay. And so anyway, go ahead and tell us more about the book. I read a little bit of it, but
So yeah,
audience, if you haven't, okay, it's available in WE Bookstore right now.
yeah. So some people ask me if that's me in the book. Okay. So
Okay.
basically, it's a combination of me, um, the uh, the coordinator of an empowerment group that I'm in, her personality, her drive, her ambition, and then a mixture of a whole bunch of women that I know. So
Mm,
it's everybody basically. So I wanted to include a little bit of everybody, not just tell a story of just me. And
mm-hmm.
I really, to tell you the truth, just to be transparent, I haven't done any of that stuff in the book, but it's
Wow.
something that I've wanted to do.
Mm,
So, you have, when you're a little girl, you fantasize about, changing the world, doing things and, stuff like that. But then life happens and then,
yeah.
you know, it slows you down. So in my second part of my life, being 43, I want to be able to achieve that, by becoming a motivational speaker.
Mm,
So if I can go and, touch the lives of more people, with this book or with words that I say or things that I've experienced in my life, I would like to do that, be able to do that. So,
wow. Okay. So that's good. So you already answered the question. Then where did you get inspiration for this book from? So just a
just,
dream that you had. It sounds like.
yeah, a dream. Yeah. Came to me one night while I was sleeping. Um,
Oh wow.
and, most of my ideas come from sleeping, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know it's between that 3 o'clock and 11 o'clock thing, but, you know, idea is an idea,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. And so you said this past weekend you had an event for this particular book here. How did that go?
this one here, it was in New York. I
Okay.
went to New
Wow.
York for 48 hours, just 2 days.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean, it took 2 months of planning. There were some, hiccups, but we got it together. Everybody came. It was at least maybe 30 people, 30, 35, 40 people. And we had hats. We did a hat brunch.
Oh wow.
Food, yeah, food, hats, love, goodie bags. And then we also were able to crown some queens in the group.
Mm-hmm.
They did exceptional things. And of course, I'm doing my live of the event and I get crowned last. So, and
Oh.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know I was getting crowned. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? I'm going to cry again,
Yeah.
because earlier they had said when they started the event that they were about to, she said, I have a surprise for you. And I'm like, a surprise. So this lady comes across the street and she's got this big box. And I'm like, uh-oh. So then she brings it in and they videotape me opening it. And it
Mm.
was a cake that she had made with my picture of
Oh
the book.
wow.
It was me on it and said beautiful flowers on it. I cried instantly right there. And it was just so overwhelming that they did that for me,
Yeah.
for the event.
Oh my.
It was just a beautiful cake. But yeah, I have all the pictures on my post and everything. It was beautiful, so
Oh
beautiful.
my gosh. Yeah, we can. I can have to check that out. That is so nice. That is so nice. It's so wait. So you went from Florida to all the way to New York. You just shot up there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love traveling.
Mm.
I'm trying to get to California. I don't know when I'm gonna get to California,
Come
but
on.
the, girl got to make some money first. Girl got to make
I
some
hear
money.
you. Yeah.
It is expensive in California. But I've been to New York like 3 times, so it
Oh
didn't
wow.
it didn't take much for me to just go and then come back type stuff. You know,
Hmm.
everything was great until it was time for me to go home. Um,
Oh no.
I was sitting at the airport since 4 o'clock, and my flight was 10:55. And you know how you get those deals where it's split deal where you get a cheap flight on each, and when it's two airlines that you got to go, going there was $70. Okay,
Oh wow.
coming back, and that was on Delta. Coming back, I had to take Frontier,
Oh.
and it was 77. Now, I was supposed to get in till 2 o'clock in the morning. Why? They gonna send me a text talking about the flight has been delayed until 11:19. Okay, I've been at the airport since 4. Okay, at this point. Okay, and then the food at the airport, okay, was so expensive. And then the fact is, I had cash. Okay, I had to pay with card. I'm like, okay, that I was praying that my car would go through. Okay, I didn't put the cash. I didn't have the cash on my card. You know, I'm so used to paying cash for everything. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, you got to take this receipt and go over there and pay. I'm like, really? Really?
Oh no.
So then I was like praying every time I would scan that card and to make sure it went through. But anyway, so I'm coming back from dinner from getting a $10 chicken sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden she's announcing over the PA, ladies and gentlemen, flight 1111 to Florida, Orlando, Florida, has been delayed till 12:35 p.m. We will not be taking a.m. until we're not taking off until 12:35 a.m. I said, really, really? So we didn't leave till 12:35. I didn't get home here in Florida until 3:30, and then I still had to drive back home, which is an hour. Okay.
No.
Yes, yes. Good Lord. That first day was, oh my God, I was so tired. Oh my
Wow.
God. But you know what? I wouldn't take that experience, in for nothing.
There you
I
go.
would
Yeah.
do it all over again. I would do it
Yeah,
all over
it
again.
was worth it. It was worth it. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's in those moments where it's like, these.
I know, right?
I couldn't do without this. I couldn't do without this experience though. Like, so I don't even blame you. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
you know,
But
but
I mean, I ended up taking off my shoes and I wore socks. I wore socks. That's how that's
you were
how
just done.
ridiculous it was. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Going on the way home, my feet were tired. Okay, I said, fuck it. Put some socks on, get out on an airplane, and then when I get home, I can't find my damn car.
Oh
Okay,
no.
I get there, couldn't find my damn car. You know how you take a picture of the parking lot thing, and it tells you where it is, but you know
Yeah.
what? You didn't get the terminal that it was in. Okay, there's terminal A and B in Orlando. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
I had 4 people. Okay, all of them got me lost. Okay, then the last person that I asked, he said, "Was it orange or green?" I said, "Green." Okay, so it's over here then. I'm like,
Wow.
really though? So all these other people work at the airport and nobody else knows where the parking lot is. Seriously, really?
Yep. Yep.
With that,
Yep.
oh my God. So yeah,
That's terrible.
but I, it only happens to me. It only happens
Yeah.
to me. Oh my.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, okay, wait, let's switch gears real quick and get back to this book. Okay, so who would you recommend read it, and what's the overall message? I'm talking about Beautiful Flowers. What's the overall message of it?
Well, for me, when I wrote it, it was inspired by my daughter, who is going into the next stage of her life and finding out who she is and what she wants to do with her life.
Mm-hmm.
Gloria, being in her 20s, she kind of graduated high school, but then she didn't go to college. So she was kind of trying to figure it out. But by then, think life has went forward. So you got to kind of like know exactly what you want to do. in a certain time frame. Otherwise, you'll be looking back and say, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that. But I told her, I said, you know, take your time, but don't take too long, because then those years, they just go by and they're just gone. You can't get that back. Like me, I can't get that back. So it's mostly for girls that are turning into women, girls that are, aspiring to be something. It is something that helps you tap into what you really want to be and what you want to do, and it gives you the drive to do it. Like in the end of the book, I have a journal in the back of the book, a monthly journal, and it has 4 questions in it. And every month you'll be asked the same questions for every week. And every month you can look at it and see how much you've progressed or, have moved backwards in what your answers are. And you can reflect on, well, what do I need to improve on? Or, oh, I'm doing great in this. Let's see if I can get better, and do greater in this. Mostly women that are, my age and, above, because it's never too late. If they want to pursue something, if they want to have their own career, it's never too late. For me, it inspires me to do a lot. I mean, I want to become a motivational speaker. So it's never too late for me. But that's generally who I'm targeting, is women, and men can do the same thing. Men, if they want to pursue a goal that they think is too hard to reach or achieve, they can get motivation and inspiration from the book and say, oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could get my community together and get this done and stuff like that. Anybody who's willing to be motivated by their dreams and inspired to do it and get out there and do it.
Yeah, and that's so funny. Again, the part that I was reading, Gloria was like, okay, thinking about what should she write about, and exactly what you just said, I think she was talking to a hairstylist, and the hairstylist told her, oh, well, you should write about, telling people that they can do anything that they want to do, like nothing is impossible. And even thinking about that, I was like, oh yeah, this is just confirmation for me, just in this kind of season where I'm at, where, I have a couple businesses and I'm a mom and, I live with my parents and that kind of thing. And I'm thinking, okay, what's next for me? And just reading that this morning, I thought, okay, yeah, anything is possible. Whatever I want to do next, I'm capable of doing it. I've done so much already, and I can just continue, to progress. And so I agree. It's definitely motivational. And so just for those out there who are catching this on the live or even, watching the replay, definitely be encouraged. Just, by her message, it's never too late to get started. Anything is possible. You can do it. It might take some of those long sleepless nights where you're not eating until 9 o'clock at night. I don't recommend but just but anything is possible. You could do it, especially if you're grown, and even if you are just coming up and you're thinking about your goals and the things that you want to do. I absolutely agree. I love that it has a journal in there to track your growth, or even to kind of track your retreat. Sometimes we do got to take a few steps back to move 10 steps forward, and I think that's okay as well.
Yeah, I kind of had to do that too. With right now, I'm in a spiritual awakening. So I had to kind of take a step back and see where, the problem lied with my growth.
Wow.
There's a lot of things that you do in your past. You can't take it back, but what you can do is you reflect on it and try not to do that same cycle in your future. Keep everything moving forward instead of stagnating on the same thing. I have friends that, I talk to all the time, and, I'm a good listener. So people like to talk to me about things. And when I'm listening to them, it may seem like they're telling you the same thing, but I think what's happening is it's their way. It's their way of dealing with it and
Mm,
sorting it out. And maybe you have something that you want to contribute and tell them, maybe you've been through that before, or you have some wisdom to share with them. And just, you never know who you're listening to and
mhm.
whether you have the same story that they have. If you do, you can share your insight with them. And,
Yeah,
like I always say, your worries are not just your worries. They get bigger if you keep them in. But if you share them, they get smaller and smaller and smaller. And
yeah,
then just sharing, going back and forth, getting that support is very important for me.
yeah.
I, for me now with, suffering from anxiety and depression, it's
Mm,
important for me to talk to people about things and then also listen too, you know.
mhm. Yeah, 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 yeah. No, I agree, and it's so funny, and I think I believe you're very intentional about everything because on this cover, it's four queens, and it looks like they all have each other's back, and so definitely, nailing that message of get support, get a community together. I'm a part of different like single mom groups on Facebook, and a lot of times the women's come on there and they share how they don't have a community and how they would love one. And
Mhm.
I'm an advocate for going out there and speaking up and finding one. Sometimes you just got to be friendly and vulnerable with a few people to see if they're your people, and if you align, and maybe you'll make a friend. I know as an adult it's so hard to make friends, but I think
Yeah.
just putting yourself out there, going to different community events. I know it's been hard with COVID, but I think a lot of
Mhm.
people are anxious to get outside and anxious to meet people and ready to get out there. So I think right now is a good time, especially if you're looking for a community, to put yourself out there, whether you're a
Yeah.
book reader, go to book events, or whatever the case is. If you're a mom and you're just
Mhm.
looking for other moms to hang out with, go to kid events, bring your kids,
Yeah.
go meet
Yeah.
people, because it's hard to get through life alone, and I don't think we were ever created to go through life alone, you know what I mean? And so I love everything that you're saying. Okay, so let's switch gears again and let's talk about this one, buying and selling, the do's and don'ts. Tell me about
So
that one, and how you were inspired to write this book.
so last year, me and my family decided to get a bigger place. And with five of us, we have me, my husband, our two boys, and my daughter. And it got to a point where my oldest son was getting so big that I had to turn my living room into a bedroom for him because
Oh wow.
the room that he outgrew
Hmm.
so much. And we were like, this is ridiculous. We can't even have guests over to our house because we don't have a living room anymore. So we decided to move. And during COVID, a lot of things changed, like procedures on signing papers and all that stuff, which we learned pretty quickly because everything we had to do was over the phone or through email. And then even our signing of our papers was the ladies came. We had a simultaneous closing on both houses at the same time on the same day, which was crazy. But we did it. And the ladies, of course, one was okay, but then the other one, she was kind of frazzled with things. She thought
Hmm.
she had what she was supposed to have, but she didn't. And then it caused like a delay in our process a little bit. And we kind of had to do legwork basically. So for
Hmm.
me, I would make sure that when you're doing the process, that everybody that's from your agent to your banker to your person that's going to be closing, make sure they're all professional and know and communicate with you. Because if they don't, oh my gosh, you will become the agent, you will become the banker, and you will be the closing agent. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you right now, if you do not have the right people on your team, you will be so stressed out. Okay, I
Oh
had
my
deals
gosh.
with, okay, so stressed out. And
Let's put a pin in it right there. Hang on. And though we're talking about buying and selling a house, I think that is a word in itself. With anything, make sure you're working with a professional. Whenever you're trying to get something done, make sure that you're working with people who know what they're doing. Okay, go ahead. Go.
so so I wrote this book because I said I'm going to write a book, and I had been saying it for years. And I said, well, you know what? My husband said something to me. He said, why don't you write a chronicle about our experience? And I said, yeah, ain't nobody gonna want to read that. Nobody gonna read that. But he's like, well, it's gonna be informational. It's something that'll be something that somebody will read, and they'll be like, oh, I need to make sure I know this, before I do this. It's a good thing I read this. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna write it. Okay,
Yeah.
and it took me about three months because we had to go through the process. It was
Yeah.
3 months of going through the process. And when I wrote that last page and just released it all, it it released a lot of things in me because I was so
Mm.
stressed. We were so stressed out. And this is not the first this was not the first house that me and my husband have bought. But the
Okay.
thing is that our kids our our sons were part of the process because they were buying their first home. So
Oh wow.
we brought them in on it, and they had to be every step of the way, signing papers and doing all that stuff. So it wasn't just our experience; it was our sons' experience too. So that the
Wow.
next time they know what to look for, when they're buying a house or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Interesting. Something that, you know, authors always tell me is, I want to write a book about this, but there's already so many books out there about the same subject. What else
Yeah,
can I say? And to that, I'm just like, well, there's also 20 other types of breads in the store, but I bet you have a favorite kind of bread that you only I mean, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Especially here in
Mhm.
California, I know we're kind of picky out here. And so there's definitely at least 45
Yeah.
different kinds of breads in the store. And so I just think that so how did you overcome that? Because I'm sure there's definitely other books out there that talk about buying and selling homes. And
Yeah.
so what makes your book different or unique?
Well, for me, what I did was, well, I looked on Amazon just to see what kind of books there were out there.
Hmm.
Now, what I saw was that, a lot of them were just informational, where it would just go through chapters of different things like escrow, all that stuff. And that's kind of like being in a class and, having to learn each part of the real estate, and those are those type of books. But for me, I didn't see any books where somebody was telling a story and actually putting to work their terms that they learned,
Okay.
and then teaching somebody else, well, this is how we did the process, and these
Hmm.
are the things that we learned along the way. Because most people that are not in real estate, they don't know the terms that are being used by agents and
Yeah.
stuff. So for us, we took the time to learn them and put the definitions in them. And then in the end of the book, what I did was I broke down, some um, information about how to get your house ready to be sold, and then
Wow.
some things to remember when trying to buy another house,
Mm.
if you're trying to buy a new house. So I didn't see books like that, so I said, let me write it this way,
Hmm.
and see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. And so for those that don't know, we are talking about her book, Buying and Selling Do's and Don'ts. Such a good cover too. I thought, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's like it's showing the dark and the light. I have a little sticker on there from a couple, or was it last weekend? Yeah, I just had a pop-up shop, so it has a little price sticker on there. But okay, interesting, interesting. So, again, I think it just, what I love about these different books and what I'm learning about doing these, learning during these virtual book signings is a lot of times authors, we really do, our character shines through in the books. Because I feel like you're a storyteller. You're an awesome storyteller. Listening to you talk about your books and just everything. These last few minutes, of course, you wrote, beautiful flowers. But I love that, telling a story, and I think that that's easier for some people to receive when you kind of tell it as a story versus like a lecture or
Yeah.
structuring it
Yeah.
like a class. Just tell me a story. That way I can remember it. I can pick up
Yeah.
on it. I can, go back to it, or, it just
Yeah.
sticks with me. Some of us need that. And I think a lot of times, if we're a reader or if we're an avid reader, if we just enjoy reading, we need that. And so I appreciate you for writing this book in that way, because like I said, eventually one day I would love to buy a home, and I'm so grateful. I always joke in these things and I say, though I'm a bookseller, I also am a book collector. So some of these books, I'm just like, oh my God, I have so many books on my shelf, girl. It is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But I love it because every now and then when I'm like, oh, I have nothing to do today, pick up a book and read it, girl. You have hundreds of books.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up a book and read it. And so, yeah, today I started reading your book, Beautiful Flowers. And I, like I said, I'm so inspired and so motivated, just to keep pressing on. And so I'm grateful for you. Well, this was exciting. Is there anything else that you want to share before we get off of here?
Yeah. So everybody knows that you can get my book at WE Bookstore. You also can get it on Amazon. Um, on my link in Instagram. Follow me, LaFrieda Smith. Also, I'm got a children's book coming. It's up here. Just haven't put it on paper yet, but I had talked to you about my son, my youngest son, who's
Yes.
autistic. So I'm going to do a book series on him. Now I'm dabbing into children's books now. So
Tell us about that. You're in different genres. How does that work? I know some authors are like dedicated to only doing one thing. What's up with you?
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. For me, I had started out with the idea of just doing like a poetry book for about his autism and stuff. But I was
Okay.
like, you know what? I'm just not into the rhyming thing. And I
Okay.
mean, I've done it before, but I'm just not into the long words. And I want to do colors and pictures and stuff like
Mm.
that. You can't do that in adult book. Like
Mhm.
you can't like explore your artistic talent and stuff like that. So
Mm.
I want to do a book series based on him. His cooking and making friends and stuff like that, and try to
Yeah.
read the children because I love children's books. I'm a
Mhm.
avid reader of children's books. I might be 43, but I love children's books.
Yeah.
But children's books for me, I love the lessons in them.
Mm.
I love the illustrations. And then that kind of inspired me to write one. You know,
Okay.
I just have to figure out a couple things, but I'm excited about doing it. I'm trying to get it out by his birthday, his 21st birthday, which is the 17th of November.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Wow, that's quick.
yeah, yeah, trying to. Anyway, like I said, trying.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, so I'm gonna switch over to children's books and see how that goes. Um,
Wow, that's amazing. Your portfolio of the things that you write is just, I mean, again, I guess it fits your character, multifaceted, great at doing different things. And that's wonderful. And I know I have been checking you out on Instagram a few times and seen your son on Instagram Live cooking with another chef, and just,
yeah,
maybe you can speak to that son. Maybe you can talk a little bit about his condition and just maybe some of the positives of it and the things that he's been able to do.
yeah, yeah. He's amazing. In the last 20 years, he's progressed so much. He's
Mhm.
into technical stuff, like
Okay.
computers. And he's always trying to find batteries to hook up something and just, electronics. He'll tear something apart and put it back together for you.
Wow.
Yeah. And we'll find like little pieces of something around, like, Devin, does this, did you do this? Did you take all the batteries? My husband was looking for some AA batteries the other day. He's like, where's the AA batteries that were in the smoke detector? Because the smoke
Yeah.
detector is sitting on the counter. You're like, Devin trying to act like he didn't take the batteries. You're like, but yeah, he loves putting stuff together, putting batteries in things, and just making things work. If he finds a remote to something, he's on a mission to get something to work, and it's amazing. But his
One
cooking,
second. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I had someone talking to me, trying to figure out what are you doing. Oh, I'm on the phone. I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I was listening though.
so yeah, so his cooking, he's been in a baking class the last couple weeks, and a year, and it's just amazing what he can bake. He can bake
Yeah.
something. Can't
Yeah.
wait till he gets to the cakes. So he does the
Wow.
cakes.
Yeah.
I was getting
Wow.
yeah.
That is wonderful. So we will definitely be looking forward to that one. And I'm looking forward to also maybe having your children's books in part of WE Bookstore as well. Maybe
Of
we'll
course.
see. We'll see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm so excited. Well, hey, like I said, this is wonderful. I do enjoy doing these virtual book sightings. We'll see if we have some more coming up for the month of August. Like I said, I'm working on getting some more books in, and just continuing to do this. And so, if that's it, that's all I have for today. Do you have anything else that you want to share? No, that's
Mhm.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are not already following author LaFrieda Smith, give her a follow. Both of her books, Beautiful Flowers and Buying and Selling, are available in WE Bookstore online. All right. Well, have a good day. I'm going to go finish my coffee and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.